I guess go back to May and June when we saw the horrific events take place with the murder of George Floyd and the ensuing, and others, and the ensuing protests and the crackdowns and all that. I felt terrible, felt kind of hopeless, kind of felt like I'm not sure what I could do or say. And I very much didn't want to have some kind of knee-jerk response. So my initial feeling was to do a whole bunch of listening. I spoke to many of my African-American colleagues in the industry and tried to garner their viewpoints from their perspective, and really do a lot of listening to try and think about, well, what are the critical issues and how could I possibly help with I have this sort of natural bent towards action, not words. And so I thought about ways that ultimately the problem here, or one of the problems, underlying problems, is structural racism, which has resulted in less economic opportunities for Black business people and entrepreneurs and people in general. And given our franchise and well-known publishing of the LUMAscapes, thought that we could utilize that format to highlight the significant presence of Black entrepreneurs in the intersection of media, marketing, and technology, which is where we live as LUMA. And so we started work on the LUMAscape. We did primary research, we did secondary research. We reached out to the community, and many connected us with organizations that had lists of companies. And so we did our normal course sort of LUMAscape information gathering. And of course, with all LUMAscapes, they're never perfect when they're initially published, right? We publish them when we feel like we've got enough names. And then of course we rely on crowdsourcing in order to complete them. And as we've said in our posts, we are very much open to suggested additions and edits. And we've gotten already a ton of feedback, such that next week when we do sort of V2 of the Black LUMAscape, we'll have even more names. And our hope is to keep this as a living, breathing document such that it becomes an evergreen reference for anyone looking to sort of see the extent of Black entrepreneurship in our sectors. Really, when I think about the anticipated use cases and applications of the Black LUMAscape are not dissimilar really from the LUMAscapes in general. So in part at the branding or top of the funnel level, you've got this graphic, right? That basically you just have one look at that graphic, and that broadcasts a message that there is a vibrant community of Black entrepreneurs out there in the media, marketing, technology, and direct-to-consumer space. That's fantastic. That sends a signal in and of itself. That's a statement of let's celebrate and promote and highlight these Black-owned companies. At the bottom of the funnel, in the more sort of direct response applications, if you will, if I can use that in marketing analogy, what we're hoping for is that companies will utilize the LUMAscape and the associated list. On our website, we publish a list with links to all of these companies that are included in the scape, that they'll in fact utilize them to help do more business. And I am beyond thrilled that it wasn't even out published for one day when I got an email from the chief client officer of a major ad firm who indicated they loved it, and they sent it to their business development team and directed them to do more business with the Black-owned vendors that were on the scape. That just completely warmed my heart. That was exactly what we were hoping would happen. So far, we're really delighted and hope that this continues to spread and get utilized for that purpose.